Welcome to Dear Dilemma, where you send in your dilemmas and we answer them. Do you need an outside perspective?
Advice anonymously?
We're here to help. I'm Brooke.
And I'm Hannah.
And this is
Dear Dilemma.
Hi, and welcome back to Dear Dilemma. On today's episode, we'll be discussing how to deal with toxic work environments.
This one's a tough one. I think that no matter where we work or what realm we work in, there's still some toxicity to probably everywhere that you're at.
Yeah.
In reality, you spend 8+ hours a day with these people. So a lot of times you spend more time with your coworkers than you do even your own family.
Yeah. And this could be a topic, it can go both. It could be toxic work employees or a toxic work boss or a toxic dealing with whatever you may do, customers or patients or whatever it may be. So there's quite a few mini categories within this as well. So let's start with toxic employees that you work with, or your coworkers, I guess I should say, and how to deal with those. I've worked in a couple places that have had really toxic coworkers, where I was more mature than them, and I was in high school, and they were like 30-some years old. So, get it together, people. For me, personally, if someone is being negative, or that's just them and that's their personality, or they're just being very inappropriate, I try to back myself away from those people, and limit my
Interaction
with them as much as I can possible. And if I am working with them and I have to work with them, then it's going to be short and sweet or strictly work. We're not going to be discussing things because I'm trying to get out of that room or that position as quick as possible because I don't want your negativity rubbing off on me.
Yeah, and I think that is true. Like, if you hang out with those more negative individuals or coworkers in your environment all the time and you're constantly surrounded by it, it's hard not to take some of that on and be negative too.
Yeah.
And
it's happened to me. It's changed.
Same. Like your personality a little bit at work.
Yeah. I don't want to be negative. I want to be positive. I don't like being negative. I want to enjoy work. No one likes to work. Like, I want to enjoy as much as I can while I'm there. So that's how I would personally deal with it.
Yeah.
I mean, how would you do anything different?
I don't know. I feel like I kind of do the same thing. I tend to retreat a little bit. Yeah. Especially if I notice that negativity or toxicity is going on. I'm like, oof. Like, this is probably going to sound bad, but I'm like, I'm too old to deal with that crap. Like, we're not in high school. Like, I can't deal with that.
Yeah.
So,
and they may not even be of a younger age. Sometimes it's like the 60-year-old.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Bertha, get it together. Okay, like quit complaining. Like, let's have a positive day.
Yes.
Like, go knit or do
right, but it's so hard to
take a walk around.
Remove yourself from it.
Yeah.
And I always hear in the back of my mind, I always hear my mom's voice going, "You are who you hang out with. You are who you hang out with."
I hear your mom saying that.
So I'm like, "Yes, Mom. Yes,
Yeah.
I hear you in my voice, in my
head."
head."
Myself from them.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't want to become that person. Yeah. I want to hang out with the people that are uplifting.
Yes.
But I also need to be an uplifting person.
And it makes your day faster. It makes your day better. It doesn't make your day feel like it's going even longer. Like, trying to get away from, now if you're around with someone negative, you look at the clock and you're like, great, it's only 8:05. Can't wait to be here for the rest of the day. So if it's possible, I would say retreat from them. Try to deal with them as little as you can. I mean, I will say right now, currently at my job, it's great. I work from home, so my coworkers are my dogs, which sometimes are negative, and they bark. But, like, my personal team, great. I love everyone, and I'm blessed. That brings me into toxic bosses.
Ooh, that should be, like, a whole nother episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
I like the quote, or whatever I've seen on social media, where it says, employees don't leave companies because of the job, they leave them because of the bosses or the management.
Oh, amen. Yes.
Yes. And so a great example, I think, is I was working in the healthcare field during COVID shutdown and everyone needed testing. And instead of like what our parents probably got back in the day of really great rewards and money and all this stuff, they were like, here's a pizza party.
Yeah.
What?
There's no pensions anymore.
Yeah, our parents got so much cool
There's
stuff.
no stock options,
Yeah.
or very little. There's some companies that still do
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
But it's very far
Companies,
and few
you
between.
have to like take care of your employees. If you want people to stay and be there for a long amount of time, companies and bosses, you have to take care of your employees. You have to appreciate them. If they're hardworking people and you're just walking all over them, they're not going to stay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't stay.
No.
You can be replaced the next day so quickly.
Which is so sad to think about.
Yeah.
And also, kind of going back to that too, on social media, I've seen like take your PTO, and I think that
100%.
is so important because you would be replaced the next day, and if something happened to you and you like died tomorrow, how much PTO would you be taking with you?
None. Take it. All of it. My dad's actually going to. You better. He claims he's retiring, and I texted him the other day, and he works second shift, and he was like, well, I'm home. And I was like, why are you home? It's like 6 o'clock on Friday. Like, what are you doing home? And he's like, I figured it up in my head that I can take a half day of PTO all the way up until my retirement. So I can take all of my, well, actually, it's not even PTO. They don't even get PTO. I think it's just like not paid time off. It's just their whatever sick days. Like, they don't get money. So he's like, I'm taking it. Like,
Well, heck yeah. I love that for him.
Yeah, I was like, see, Dad?
Yeah.
And I don't know how his company is, but I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Take that PTO. Take your time off. Like you said, they're gonna. If you were to die, you're gonna get replaced. If you were to be in the hospital for whatever temporarily, you're gonna get replaced. Until then, like, life is so short.
It is, and taking that step back to whether it be a toxic work environment or a toxic boss that you're dealing with, I think it might give you clarity because, like you said earlier, we're not as loyal to companies anymore. I think our generation isn't, and I think it's for reasons like what we said. But I think you do need that beat to take it away and be like, should I stay here or should I continue to just change my perspective on how I'm approaching work and somehow still trying to work through it? Yeah. Or if you really ultimately just need to leave that company.
Companies, let me tell you this, your employee is going to stay there if you have good bosses that take care of them and actually listen to if they need help or anything. You're going to have good employees if you have a positive work environment. You are going to have good employees if you have a better reward system. Like, I'm sorry, but giving nurses and doctors a pizza party or ice cream or whatever it may be, come on. Like, give them that. We want money. Like,
everybody wants money.
We want money. Or have really cool prize giveaways like that you can pick or whatever it may be. Like, if you treat your employee really good, or your coworker, or your employees really well, people are going to stay because it is so common now that people tend to leave their jobs within like 3 to 4 years, 3 to 5 years, or 2. Sometimes
they're just going to look for the next best thing if they're not
more
being treated fairly.
Being treated way better, and benefits that companies don't always want to give. So like the tier system of toxicness goes from your coworkers, the lowest level, to the CEO.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think it's so hard to navigate the toxic work environment. Like you're saying, you're at home, which is really nice because I feel like you don't have as much of that, but you still have to deal with customers, or you still are in meetings, you're still dealing with like, so even if you work at home, it doesn't mean that you don't have a toxic work environment. You still could. Yeah. But I think you've shared maybe that your boss is really awesome.
Yeah, I have a good boss. Kudos to you, sir. I appreciate you. I have a good team of ladies that have been in the, what I want to call it, the sales industry that have really helped me too. So I'm lucky, but it's taken me multiple jobs to get where I'm at to be able to finally find a place that is nice and have all of those positive role models and the help. And I'm not saying we're getting really cool rewards because that's not a thing, but it is a huge difference at least having a positive team that's going to back you up and help you out compared to a boss going, we'll figure it out. Yeah. Do whatever you want, and they close their door, and you're like, what? Like, what do you want me to do? So,
and I worked at a different place before the place I'm working now, and it was so interesting because it really is just funny the different combinations of personalities and things that you end up with. And sometimes you have just a phenomenal team. Like you hang out with them, you do things outside of work.
Yeah,
like
that's how I know my friends. Minus you, like majority of my friends are all from past jobs. Yeah, because they were people that were a positive person in my life that I was like, okay, if you leave or I leave, we're still staying connected, and that is who my friends have been, our past coworkers.
And same for me. I mean,
we've all gotten out of the sinking ship of a company.
I mean, that happens too. Sometimes you gotta jump or sink. But
Yeah.
I think my suggestion overall about toxic work environment or toxic bosses, I mean, toxic bosses probably could be in a whole other episode. Maybe we'll do that some other time. But I think that at least for the toxic work environment, my suggestion is to try to take a step back if you need it. You know, what are those things that bring you joy within your day? So if you have a 10 or 15 minute lunch break or something like that, or you can go out in nature and do like a little mental walk or mental nature walk. I don't know how to say that.
Like it's you got to take a break. Like all those people that get their 15-minute smoke breaks, and I'm not a smoker. I'm rounding those bad boys up, and I'm taking me an hour and a half on Friday.
I'm about to become a smoker. No.
Candy cigarettes.
The candy cigarettes.
Like,
yeah.
you've been out there for a while. Well, this sucker's just still going.
Either that, or like read a book, or watch a TV show. I mean, something that just kind of gives you that mental break, breaks up your day, and allows you to maybe come back to the second part of your day more refreshed and positive.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and other thing to take away from this is if you're kind of around more of some negative coworkers, try to keep your space from them. And you're not being rude or mean to them. It's for your own mental health as well, and your own protecting your own self. And if they say something like, "Oh, you haven't been around me in a while," just like, "Oh, you know, like I'm busy. Like you see me at work, but it's to protect yourself, and that's okay too." And some people may be bold enough to say, "Hey, like you're bringing out a negative side of me that I don't want to deal with, so I just want to keep this at a work-based level. Yeah, appreciate your time. Have a great day." So depends on how
you definitely could say it very diplomatically like that if you wanted to address the elephant in the room. Yeah. I think a lot of people are non-confrontational, so I think that's hard for a lot of people. So you kind of have those two options. You could either just confront it, and say, "Hey," or just kind of keep your distance. So protect yourself.
Let us know
boundaries.
what you think too.
Yeah,
let us know what if anyone who's watching have had any situations, how you've handled it, or what you would suggest to do as well. So, thank you for watching this week's episode of Dear Dilemma. We hope you enjoyed. Make sure to tune in every Tuesday and Thursday as we will drop new episodes weekly.